my boss and say anything I want, I feel happy and I perform at a high level. If I feel I always have to be careful what I say to my boss, I have to play politics, then I perform at a low level. Now, how can you tell if you are an open-minded boss? Well, it means that you're open to changing your mind. If one of your staff members comes up with an idea, you say, that's a good idea, we should try that out. People love it. I could spend a day on this. People love it when you accept their ideas, when you're open to new ideas. And if you are open to a new idea to improve the business, what do you think you're going to get lots of? You're going to get lots of new ideas. Everybody is going to be making suggestions to improve the business. So team culture, we say, involve team members in strategy sessions. I told you that I do strategic planning for large companies. And the big boss of the company, who I work with at the beginning, will always say, who do we include in the meeting? And I say, we include everyone in the strategy session who will be responsible for carrying out the strategy. All the top managers and executives who will be responsible for going back and carrying out the strategy. And he says, okay, let me think about that. In one case, it's 6 people. In another case, as I told you, it's 17. In another case, it's 27. And they bring them in from all over the world to this one office, and everyone who will be involved in implementing strategy is involved in discussing strategy. Now, why is this? Because there's a direct relationship between commitment and discussion. If I get a chance to talk about strategy, and you listen, and everybody listens, then I'm totally committed to the decision that we make. The decision we make may be different from my idea, but because I had a chance to speak, I will be totally committed to making the strategy successful. Many companies determine their strategy up here and then just tell people this is the new strategy. You know what people say? It's not my strategy. I don't agree with it. And what they do is they undermine it. They sabotage it, which is very common all over the world, is they have no investment in the new strategy or the new idea. But if you ask for their opinion and say, what do you think we should do? And then you finally decide on a strategy, they're completely committed because you involve them in the discussion. Number 2 is be open to influence. This is one of the most important characteristics of the relationship between the manager and the boss, is that the boss is open to being influenced, to changing his or her mind if the staff member has a good idea. By the way, how can you tell if you have a great company? If you walk into a great company, how can you tell if this is really a great company? It's one simple measure. How can you tell if this is a great family? How can you tell if this is a great relationship between a man and a woman, between parents and children? How can you tell? Yes, it's the principle of laughter, James. They laugh a lot. You see, human beings are the only creature, aside from hyenas, out there in the Serengeti, that laugh. And we laugh spontaneously. We can't say, okay, it's about 4:30, I think I will laugh. We laugh spontaneously, just as you did. And we laugh when we're happy. We laugh when we are with people that we like and respect and enjoy. And so when you go into a good company, people are always laughing. In my company, people have told me for 25 years, they walk in the door and they can feel the energy in my company. And as soon as they start moving through the office, they hear laughter. All the doors are open, people are talking, and they're all laughing. They're all having a great time. They go out together for lunch, they talk together, and with me, they're very open with me. They will argue with me, they will tell me that I'm wrong. They are not intimidated by me at all, which I think is wonderful. And we laugh. We always laugh together. And this is one of the highest and most productive and profitable businesses in my world. And one of the things is laughter. I have a friend who calls himself the CLO, the Chief Laughing Officer. His job is to make sure that everybody laughs a lot by making people happy and by removing the things that cause them to be unhappy. And finally, number 3 is build up stories of team success. Build a history that people can relate and be proud to. Always be talking about the successes of the business so that people feel happy, like they feel they're on a winning team. Now let me tell you a quick story about this, and then we will come to an end. I won't give you the 7 rules for the 21st century until a little bit later. I will wrap up my talk with these 7 rules. But once upon a time, there was a software company, and the software company had been financed to the tune of millions of dollars by investors because they were working on a very important piece of software, and if they completed this software, it was going to be revolutionary in the business world, and they would sell millions of dollars worth, and everyone would be rich. And so they worked for something like 9 months on this software. They had the president of the company, the chief engineer, and 14 other engineers and assistants working sometimes 15, 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. They were in a race because their major competitor was trying to develop a similar type of software. And you know the rules, first to market? They had to be first to market. So they worked away and experimented and worked away and made 1,000 mistakes and repaired the mistakes and had 1,000 defects and repaired the defects. And finally, at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, so they ran the software and it was perfect. And they all knew this was going to be the beginning of a major industry and that they were all going to be great successes because they all had stock options. And everybody was exhausted and this software was running beautifully. And so the president took them all into his office. There were 16 of them there, and they were exhausted. They were just exhausted. They were clothes. Some had slept in their clothes. Some were unshaven, but they had won. They had gotten the software first. And he recognized that this was an important occasion to celebrate. This was something that he had to do something about. He couldn't say, go home to bed. There was just not enough. And it was late at night, so he looked in his desk drawer, and the only thing there was a banana. So he took out the banana, and he decided to make this a symbol. He said, ladies and gentlemen, please give me your attention. And he took the chief engineer, who had been the person in charge of the whole project, and he called him up. Let's say his name was Bill. And he said, Bill, he said, in honor of your great accomplishment, I hereby give you the award of the golden banana. And he gave him the banana. And everybody cheered. Everybody laughed. Everybody cheered. And then they all went home. From that day onward, the highest award you can get in this company, which is now a billion-dollar company, is the award of the golden banana. And each year when they have their annual meetings and they have prizes for great successes and sales, they have trophies. And on the trophy it comes up and there's a golden banana. And people are called up and they are given the award of the golden banana. And everybody cheers. And the top salespeople wear a banana here. And the top executives have banana awards. And they have pictures of themselves receiving the golden banana award. Well, I always thought that's a wonderful story because it's true, and true is always helpful. And in your business, your job is to find ways to reward people, to give them recognition. Sometimes giving them a pen or a briefcase or anything. Give them a little award, give them a plaque, give them a prize. Give them something to tell them that they are important and that they're special and they did a great job. And always when you give an award, give it in front of everyone else. And always when you give an award, tell people what the award is for and have them applaud. Because this makes the person who's receiving the award feel wonderful, but it makes all the others work harder so that they can have an award like that in the future. One of the most powerful of all motivations is to give recognition and rewards for people who do a great job. And with that, I'll turn it over to James, and I will see you again in a couple of minutes. James, are you ready? Thank you very much.
Thank you. A big round of applause to Mr. Brian Tracy. All right. How many of us feel that we are already becoming truly high-performing leaders already? Can I see by the show of hands? Oh, that's fantastic. Okay, so what we're going to do now is to, let me emphasize on a few things. We have put on the table an evaluation form. So if you could do us a favor by just filling it up, going through it, and evaluate the trainer. I know he hasn't come to the end, but because of lack of time, If you could do that now, that would be great. It takes about 2-3 minutes to do it, if you don't mind. Only the best of the very best get to attend to seminars like this. So without wasting any more time, I would like to ask Sister Rose, do you have something to say or greet the audience?
It's a great honor, and I feel very humbled to co-facilitate this high-powered, high-impact business dialogue today. It's a business seminar, and I want to congratulate you, together with myself, for being part of today's life-changing experience. Karibuni sana. We have heard of our sponsors, and we thought it's not a good business practice for us who have been here on time to be waiting for the laggards, isn't it? Business is about opportunity, and the window of opportunity opens only for a while. So we are moving forward into action right away, James.
Right, you're very right.
And please, let's proceed. Let me quickly run through the organization. I want all of us to give a big applause to Mikono speakers. Mikono was founded way back in 2010. It's a locally registered, independent company, sole proprietorship by Deo Kilawe. Is Deo here? A young Tanzanian graduate of Mzumbe University. I was privileged to have met Deo about, I think, 7-8 years ago when he invited me at their school as a local celebrity to talk to his group. And I recall vividly at that time the subject was on personal branding. And I asked a question out of a group of about 200 students of Mzumbe, who do you want to be when you finish school? And notably, majority of the participants talked about, I want to be employed by PricewaterhouseCoopers, I want to work with Vodacom. And visibly, there was this young, very slimy and very attentive guy who told me, frankly speaking, forget about employment. I want to walk out of here and start my own business. I didn't hear from him until about 2 years ago when I got an invitation to attend at the launch of his book called Siri ya Mafanikio Yako. And that man is Deo Kilawe. Today, he's a living example of his goal, belief, and has put it in action. Without further ado, my job is to introduce the first speaker in a very special way. Let me tell you a little bit about the first speaker today. He's the founder and CEO of Corporate Sufi Worldwide, Inc., a company specialized in inspiring individuals and corporations to unleash their power within and find harmony between business, balance, and beyond. I'm sure these words are very familiar with you. He has co-authored many books, but notably, The Corporate Sufi Business Balance and Beyond, and The Power of Giving. He has been twice #1 Amazon best-selling author in 2005 and 2008, topping, can you imagine, that of Harry Potter in 2005. So we are talking big here. He has been a #1 Barnes & Noble best-selling. We all know that Barnes & Noble is a massive bookshop chain in America and all over the world with over 3,000 outlets of bookshops worldwide. His books have been translated in more than 10 languages. The same man co-authored a book, The Power of Giving, that won the Nautilus Gold Award in May 2009 for books that changed their lives. Can you imagine? People who lined up his predecessors, including the inspirational leader, Dalai Lama, Deepak Chopra, and Eckhart Tolle. Excuse my pronunciation. He holds 3 professional accounting degrees before he decided he was done enough with managing and accounting for money and thought it was time for him to account for lives. And when I asked Azim about 3 days ago that What was the tipping point? When did it occur? I'm not the one to be telling this story but himself, but he said way back in 1997, as he was driving in a cabby between a ramshackle in Afghanistan to his hotel. He cried for many hours, but that was his tipping point. He volunteered in many life-changing adventures, and as part of that giving back and the power of giving, yesterday, he and his colleague accepted at a very short notice to put a performance of inspiration of very high powered, and I'm sure it has changed life, at the University of Dar es Salaam Business School, where more than 150 students and members of academy were able to attend. As I was thinking about it in terms of value, because now I'm talking to the business community, we are talking more than $75,000 giving to the community that happened from them yesterday. Azim has conducted many high-level coaching assignments, including that have been, attended by many. They include $1 billion corporation, senior leaders, Fortune 5,000 companies and sports stars. He's very well known as a kid in the block by many world best practicing organizations, including the Standard Chartered Bank, World Presidents Organization, Young Presidents Organization, Varian Medical Services, etc., etc. He is not just married, but happily married with 2 kids. And he's here in Tanzania today to talk to us. Please join me in welcoming to the podium one and the only one, Azim Jamal. But most importantly, after all this story for me, is that he's Tanzanian, my own brother, born and bred in the country. He speaks 4 languages, including Kiswahili, very well.
In an individual's life, there comes a defining moment when your life changes. It is my conviction, not just belief, not just hope, but conviction, that today your life can change forever. Today, by the time you leave this Julius Nyerere International Convention Hall, your life will never be the same. Because I know for a fact that you'll pick up at least one idea, at least, which can be a game changer. We can change everything for you in your business life as well as your personal life. So my friend Brian Tracy and my job is to ignite that spark. So I was asked by somebody, the cost of the seminar is very high. So I told him, the cost of not attending this seminar is even higher, or much, much higher. Because what you'll pick up today will be priceless in some way. So, high performance leadership, in my view, requires you to understand the power of the moment as a leader. Right now, it's about 9:37 or 38 a.m. on June 13, 2014. Why is this important? Why is this time important? It's a question. Why is this time important? Anybody? Yes, Malik. It will change your lives, absolutely. Absolutely. Because this moment will never come back again. 9:40 a.m. on June 13, 2014 will never come back again. So this moment is precious. It's priceless and very, very powerful. But are you present? Is your heart, is your mind, is your soul, is your body present? Can you imagine a basketball player? NBA Finals, 7th game. Okay? 1 second to go. Last second, they're down 2 points. They need a 3-pointer to win the game. And if they win the game, this basketball player will become a superstar, will never have to worry about money, and become a world champion. But there's only 1 second to go. What does he do with the ball? Think about dinner at night? Think about what his wife told him 5 years ago? Of course not. He will be so focused with his body, mind, spirit to get a three-pointer and become the champion. Now, if you are present like that basketball player with 1 second to go, you create a leader. Power with your colleague, power with your juniors, power with your customer, enormous power. But most leaders you meet, when you talk to them, their mind is all over the place. You don't see that magnet, that power, that presence, that energy. That energy that makes there's a twinkle in your eye. Your brows are unwrinkled. Your heart is open. There's an echo in your voice and a smile on your face. I'm using the words of Og Mandino. That's when you're really present. And all it requires you to do is to shed all the clutter, all the baggage of the past and the future. The past you cannot change. The future you don't know. But being present in the moment, you can create your own future. That's the first thing I think of a great leader. Total presence, with charisma, with authenticity, with power. Secondly, in your business, are you clear what your business is about? If somebody asks you, what is your business about? How long does it take you to answer that question? If it takes you more than 15 seconds, you don't know your business. If you ask me what's my business, Corporate Sufi Worldwide Inc., it is to inspire individuals and corporations to unleash their power within and find harmony of business, balance, and beyond. Full stop. If you're able to do that in one-liner, then you know your business well. Secondly, if somebody asks you, what is the benefit of hiring your business? How long does it take? If you can answer that question in a very tight way, you have power. For example, if you ask me what's the benefit of hiring Corporate Sufi Worldwide Inc., I would say aspire. You aspire like a star, not like a pebble you possess. Aspire, A-S-P-I-R-E. A stands for authentic, S stands for simple, P stands for profound, I stands for inspiring, R for relevant, and E for engaging. So anytime you hire Corporate Sufi, you get aspire. So do you know what your business is about as a leader? And when you get that right, you are in the zone of a high-performance leader. So today I'm going to focus on three key things: business, balance, and beyond. Many corporate leaders I coach around the world focus on business, forget the balance, and forget the beyond. And they find that they get burned out. They cannot sustain their success. So in business, my points are: number one, a high-performance leader is an effective goal setter, very focused and accountable. And part of effective goal setting is to have a burning desire. Ask yourself, sitting there, do I have a burning desire in my business? Do I have a fire in my belly? Do I feel so passionate and excited about my business? If not, you're missing something. You're missing something because you've gone into a business which doesn't excite you, doesn't keep you awake at night, doesn't put a fire in your belly. So the starting point is to create that burning desire that I love my business. I want to wake up and run to my business, sprint to my business, because the business defines me. The business defines who I am as a person. I'm totally aligned to what I do. And I walk it, I talk it, I sleep it, I breathe it, and I die it. Then you're in a business. Then you're in the zone of a genius.